And we will get started. Good evening. My name is Patty Spencer. I am an admissions counselor at the College for Creative Studies. Ooh, we got one more. That's awesome. So we have tonight we have a program Earn CCS Credit While in High School. And the person that we are speaking to tonight is Jane Stewart, who is our Director of Pre-College and Continuing Education. Welcome, Brenna. I just let the other folks know we are recording this, so please leave your camera off. And then if you guys have questions as we go through, please put them in the chat and I will either answer them or I will have Jane answer them. So we will go ahead and get started. Jane, the floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to share my screen just a moment here. All right. So hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good night tonight. I am Jane Stewart, as Patty said, and I'm the Director of Pre-College and Continuing Studies, and we are here to talk about various ways to earn college credits while you're still in high school. And there are two basic ways to do that. One is through the pre-college summer experience, and the other way is through dual enrollment. So we're going to start off with pre-college summer experience. What is pre-college summer experience? Imagine having 140 creative people from high school all coming together and trying new things and experimenting and hanging out with each other. This is the group, I believe, from 2019, which was the last time we were in person. Let's see, so we'll probably have about 140 students there. And you know, when you're in high school, you might be one of 3, 4, 5 kids in each grade, might be the creative ones. But imagine all of them coming together at once, and that's kind of pre-college summer experience. So the program goes from July 10th through the 30th, and you live on campus, so you're in the dormitory. Every student will have at least one roommate, maybe two, depending on how many people sign up and what the room variations are. You select a concentration, so you pick almost like a major, and to try out. You earn 3 college credits. We cram 90 hours of contact time with your professor into 3 weeks, so it's intensive, but it's also fun. Let's see, the credits that you earn, oh, by the way, you have to get a C or higher for them to transfer. And we really haven't had people get lower than that unless they really tried hard not to do well. The credits will transfer to any college or university. And in order to participate, you have to have it completed at least 1 year of college, 1 year of high school, but haven't started any college yet. So here are our concentrations for 2022. We have 2D hand-drawn animation, concept art, drawing studio, game art, 3D character design, illustration, pencil, footwear design, street photography, streetwear, fashion design, and transportation design. And I can tell you a little bit about each one. So the 2D hand-drawn animation, they'll be working, as you can see here, on the animation stands, and they will be drawing frame by frame. So they will create their keyframes, and then they will create the start and finish of each scene, and then they'll do the in-betweens and put them together with the persistence of vision. You'll create your own little animation. Concept art, that program is sort of like concept art for film. So imagine if you came up with a story either for a game or for a film or a TV show animation, what would that look like? What would the environment be like? Who are the characters? How do you help communicate the story through the costuming, the sets, the props, everything helps to communicate that. So they will be working on a story. We have drawing studio, which is a very good concentration for people who quite aren't sure where to go with it. You'll get into strong drawing skills, which will help your portfolio. But also it's a great way to try it out. Say if you are interested in fine arts or art practice, that might be a direction for you too. They will be doing essential skills, perspective work, and your drawing skills will go through the roof after 3 weeks of this intensive work. Game art and 3D character modeling, they will be working, creating actual maquettes like you can see here, creating a character and molding it and sculpting it and working on the gesture and form, but they'll also be doing digital work as well. So they'll be working on a system called ZBrush. And there are a few different types of 3D character modeling programs, but ZBrush seems to be one that you can accomplish well in 3 weeks. but it's also used in, it's very simple and complex at the same time. You can, everyone will finish a project and they'll create something in the round. So it will rotate and you'll see it from all angles. The illustration class will be half illustration, digital, traditional illustration, and half digital. So one half of the day you will do one, maybe you might have digital illustration in the morning, and then in the afternoon you might have hand-drawn traditional illustration. So we have several illustrators, professional illustrators teaching the class. So we have storybook illustrators, we have people that have worked on comic books, and we have editorial illustration. There's so many different varieties and types of illustration out there that you'll have that covered with the various teachers that will come throughout the program. The pencil footwear design program, that will be taught by Pencil Lewis College. And these are the people who have trained more footwear designers that have worked now in industry. I guess there's over 400 or 500 people out there working at Nike and Adidas and Puma, all of the big shops. So you'll learn the skill of designing a product, and the product will be footwear. We have streetwear, photography, and digital film. So they will be doing a combination of working with stills and moving images, and it will have sort of a urban flair to it. And that will be a great portfolio builder as well. The streetwear fashion design, I don't know if you can see right here, but Ms. McClintock, they're actually making a pair of sneakers here. So you will design your own sneakers out of leather and make them. You will also upcycle clothing to make your own brand and of apparel wear, and then it'll culminate in a fashion show. Transportation design, I believe they're going to be working on cars. They'll be learning how to render and get the proportions right. And so you'll come out with a lot of portfolio pieces, and they will interpret it in they call it a fishbone model. And then at the end of the program, everything winds up with a student exhibition. You can see some of the fashion accessories designs right here from a couple of years ago. And I want to say it's not just a class. So it is going to be an intensive course, but we also bring in a lot of guest speakers. So this woman right here, she's, I think she's a VP at General Motors. She's in to see the work being done by the automotive design group. This man right here, I think he works at Ford, and I think this person here is either Ford or Chrysler, but throughout the program, we will have guest speakers who are out there in industry to talk with the students and kind of give you a sense of if that's kind of the right match for you. And they'll also give you some advice and look at your portfolio work. So you might actually get some professional critiques along the way. And it's not just a class, it's also fun. So half the program is kind of like summer camp, so we had the doozers out on the parking deck last time we got together. So we had a little concert out on top of the roof, and that was a blast. So let's see. If you are interested in the pre-college summer experience, you can find out more at ccsclasses.com. A couple of our classes have filled up already. So if I would check it out as soon as possible, you could get on a wait list, and we might be able to open up a second section if you're not seeing what you are interested in at that point. But this is another look at what the final exhibition looks like. You can see this, the fashion accessories people. This is Caden right here. He did a handbag and he did a pair of shoes, and you can kind of see down the road. Any questions on pre-college summer experience? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the dual enrollment program. And what is dual enrollment? In the fall semester, it's going to be from September until December 18th. Right after Labor Day through December 18th, the students who take a course will earn 3 fully transferable credits. When you take a dual enrollment class, you complete your freshman prerequisites earlier, so you get into your field a little bit earlier. You build your portfolio with college level work, which is very important because the better your portfolio, the better scholarship you receive when you apply to CCS or other art and design colleges. And the biggest benefit is the low cost per credit. So let me show you, if you were to sign up for a 3-credit class, just off the street, it would cost you $4,803, and CCS automatically discounts it to $900 for students. And if you are in Michigan, chances are that if you are in one of the school districts in Michigan, your school district is required to allow you to take college level courses if you're ready for them. And I put down the price here, $684. That's how much Utica Community Schools pays. So it works out for anyone in Utica Community Schools about $216. There are some other school districts, say like Birmingham might pay $513. It all depends on how many courses they offer at the school district, and how if they're on trimesters or semesters. There's a little formula to figure that out, but every school district's allowed to create their own program and the amount. But either way, the $900 cost is discounted by what your school district will pay. And if you're homeschooled, or if you are going to a parochial school, there may be options for you there as well. So our dual enrollment programs, we have them on our 2 sites. We have the WB Ford building right here on the Ford campus, which is located right behind the Detroit Institute of Arts. That's where most of the classes are, but there are a couple classes over at the Taubman Center, which is near the Fisher building in the New Center area. We also offer online courses, and if you happen to be in Utica Community Schools, you can take a class directly at Stevenson High School in Sterling Heights. So for the online courses, here are the options that we have: 2D design, digital techniques, drawing 1, figurative illustration, intro to product design, transportation design, and Western art history. And here's a list of classes that are in person. So we actually already have somebody taking dual enrollment, taking blacksmithing this fall. I think that's kind of exciting. There's also, you know what, we just added glass blowing. So if anyone lives in the Detroit area and you've always wanted to try glass blowing, you could earn 3 college credits trying something really interesting. Okay, so I did want to, oops, look at this. Transportation Design Freshman Studio 1. This is an online class that is offered on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 6:45. We have received a grant from GM, so we have 10 scholarships available to take this course. So you wouldn't even have to tap your school if you if you're eligible for the class. So you could take it for free, and then you'd have all of your supplies sent to you as well. So it'd be on Monday and Wednesdays afternoon from 4 to 6:45 online. Intro to product, there's an N behind there. Intro to product design footwear. There's this person right here. This is Jeremiah Baker. He is a designer from Nike, and he will be teaching this class. So it's going to be offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6:45. And again, there are scholarships available to take that class for free. Figurative illustration. This one's very, very popular, and this will be offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 to 6:45. And again, there are scholarships available for this course. And there are scholarships available for the fashion reinterpretation. Why this formatting is weird. This class is pretty interesting. It's going to be taking place in person on campus, and the students are going to design their own line of clothing. They'll come up with 10 looks, and they'll really do their research and create their designs, and they'll select one of them. They're going to create that look out of recycled materials through thrifted, upcycled materials from the St. Vincent de Paul Society. And then on December 2nd at the Fillmore Theater in Detroit, there's going to be a full-on fashion show where your looks will walk the runway, and that it will be a gala event supporting the St. Vincent de Paul Society. So you'll have that whole experience working with models and lighting and makeup and hair, the whole thing. It'll have the full fashion experience. So I think that one will be very fun. So if you're interested in a scholarship for those 4 classes that are sponsored by GM, here's the QR code to apply for a scholarship. The scholarships are due actually April 23rd, which is this coming weekend. So I would apply right away if you're interested. And this is my phone number here. If you ever have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But in the meantime, why don't I see if anyone has any questions?
Well, we don't have any questions in the chat, but if any
Okay.
do have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself if you would like to ask it in person, or if you want to throw it in the chat really quick. Let us know if you have any questions for Jane about either the pre-college summer program or the dual enrollment classes she was talking about, the scholarships, anything like that. Bill, go ahead.
I have a question. Go ahead, John. My wife has a question.
Sure.
Our school has dual enrollment, and we just asked them if my child can do a dual enrollment to your school.
We live up here in Alpena.
Oh, okay, yes. So your school should be required to make that available to your student. And if you have any trouble with that, some schools don't say, well, no, we only work with Alpena Community College. We're not going to let you do that.
Okay.
And that could be because for convenience sake that they, that's who they have a relationship with.
Mhm.
And the answer is they should make you that available to your student, because what we offer at CCS is not what they offer at Alpena Community College. Not to just dismiss them at all, but we just have very specific programs. But if you have any trouble getting that point across, I can contact you with the Michigan Department of Education person who has come across this predicament many times before, and he has talked to the schools to right that wrong. So
Okay.
is there a program that you're interested in?
The Transportation Design Studio.
Oh, terrific. Yes, that is the fall freshman class so you could take it in high school early. It will be taught by automotive professionals, and there will be guest speakers coming in from General Motors who will be checking in on the class and taking a look at the work and providing some critiques and some support along the way. I highly recommend it if you're interested in cars.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
How do we know, how will we get that phone number from you?
I'm gonna take a second here and see if I can pull up that Michigan department. I think his name is Jeffrey. Give me a moment here. I'll pull it up and I'll put it in the chat.
No problem.
And while she's doing that, does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, hi, it's Doug Hughes, Brennan Hughes' dad. So the classes on site, are they after hours or during school? How does that work with their regular high school?
Excellent question. So most of our classes. Oh, I have a little reverb here.
Yeah, can you mute yourself, you guys, so that she can hear us? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So our classes at CCS go in blocks, and the block that works best for dual enrollment is 4 to 6:45 p.m. There have been some homeschool class students who have taken, say, a 12:45 to 3:45 class, but really that 4 to 6:45 is the part that works best for dual enrollment students. So that would be after school taking an additional class.
Okay, you also said are there certain requirements that she has to meet with the school, or is it just request it and they get it, or how does that work as well? Do you know?
Every school district is a little bit different. Okay, and they may require you to take their Art 1 class before they let you take an Art Drawing 1 class with us. But our classes are very specialized, so it depends on which one you're interested in. Can you tell me what school district you are in and what class you might be interested in?
Yeah, so she's in Troy, school district, Troy Athens High School.
Got it.
And yeah, we didn't. The list went by pretty quick, so I'm not sure exactly which class we did. But she has taken Art 1 and Drawing 1, and
oh, okay.
And she's also enrolled in the OTEC program, and she's done all that this year as well. Graphic design.
Got it. Okay, so what I would recommend is to talk to your guidance counselor. Many of our classes like 2D design, Drawing 1 rapid concepts, those are great places to start. They may not let her take the, say, digital techniques because they may think that that's close to what they're already offering. But they should allow her to take Drawing 1 Rapid Concepts, which is sort of the universal donor, goes to all of the different majors, and 2D design would be great classes that they should allow you to take. If you get pushback, then I would refer to Jeff McNeil at the Michigan Department of Education. He's a very strong advocate for having the schools follow the rules. But you know, you can imagine if you're in a school district and you haven't had a lot of experience working with dual enrollment, someone wants to take an art class at an art college, you may be one of the first people that have asked that. So you know, give them the credit that, you know, not to dismiss anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And then Jane, we have a question in the chat. Jaden wanted to know about how would we go about building a portfolio if we have zero experience. I don't know if you want to answer that or if you want me to answer that.
Why don't you do that, Patty? I think you
Okay.
probably.
I was gonna say, Jaden, it kind of depends on what the portfolio is for. If you're talking about for like the admissions process to the school, or if you're talking about like to the summer program, you know, that's a little bit different. For the admissions to the college, as an application, you know, you can look at things locally. If you want to take a class, you can always just do stuff on your own. You don't have to have a formal class. Not every major requires drawing. A lot of students get really panicked about that if they feel like their drawing skills aren't strong enough, but only 5 of our majors require drawing in the portfolio. I will put my email in the chat as well, and you are very welcome to reach out to me later with, you know, specific questions, or I'm happy to look at a portfolio for admission just to give you some feedback on it. But generally, we're looking for 8 to 12 pieces of your best work, and it really can be anything content-wise. It doesn't specifically have to relate to the major. So, for example, if you're applying to game design, you don't have to design a game, or if you're applying to the film program, you don't have to have made a film. It can be a real variety of work. It could be, you know, drawing, painting, photography, digital work, you know, but like I said, only some of our majors require drawing, you know, so that you can get some more information on that also on our website under the admissions tab. It'll talk about portfolio and requirements and give some examples. So if you're talking about some other kind of portfolio, you know, go ahead and put that in the chat and we'll make sure we get that answered. But like I said, I will put my email in there, and any of you guys that have admissions questions or want me to look at your portfolio or something, you can always reach out to me as well. And then does anybody else have any other questions?
You know, I'd like to add to that, for our pre-college programs, the pre-college summer experience and dual enrollment, we do not have a portfolio requirement. Our job is to help you build a portfolio for admissions.
Awesome. I'm not very good at typing and talking at the same time. Sorry. So does anybody else have any other questions for Jane? Anybody?
So one thing I'll add to Bill Tadian for in Alpena, that's where I have to say that's where my in-laws live. They're up there over by the duck pond. What is it? Duck Island?
wow.
Yes, it's right by us.
Yeah. Do you know the condominiums right behind the water?
Yes.
Yes.
That's where they live. Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah, that's maybe about not even 2 miles away from us.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So,
We live-
so pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're by the golf course, the 19th hole.
Oh, how nice. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
right down
I'll
the
look
street.
around. Next time I'm
Yes.
visiting.
Awesome.
But I will say that there's also the opportunity, since it's after school, if your school just does not want to participate or doesn't support, then I would apply for that scholarship, and you can do it completely separate from your school, and you would still earn college credits. They just may not count towards high school graduation as well.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, thank
So
you.
you could treat it like an after school project.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
That's a
so
good
much.
point, Jane. I'm sure people appreciate that. All right. Does anybody have any other questions? Anything we can answer tonight? All right. It looks like we've covered everything, but you have Jane's phone number, my email, even if you're not sure it's a question for me in admissions, you can always start with me and I can forward it to the correct person. This is being recorded and it will be posted on our YouTube page probably tomorrow. So you're welcome to rewatch it at that point and let us know if you guys have any future questions.
Hey, I'm sorry, we do have one more question.
Sure.
How do we apply, or do we just call you, or what's the process of getting, I guess, getting in or getting approved or whatever?
For dual enrollment or for the pre-college STEM experience?
Sorry, dual enrollment. Yeah, she's already
Oh,
registered.
Okay, you know what, I'm going to put a link in the chat for that, just if you give me just a second. We have a Google form to fill out. And it's meant to be a two-step process where you have to talk to your guidance counselor and also apply through this Google app. So there's the link to the form, and if you can click on that, it should take you right to the application. And if you would like me to talk with the people at Troy High School or at Troy Athens High School, I'm happy to do that, and we can to help move the process along and find out exactly what their issues are.
Yep. And again, the link is for the dual
Okay,
enrollment class.
we have an issue. So we'll talk to them and see what they say.
Okay, sounds great.
Sorry, I got another question. This is Bill Tadian's wife, Jem.
Hi.
For the summer class, we applied for the scholarship for the automotive design. And I called, I forgot her name, and she said that you are trying to get more scholarship from, what is that place? Target.
Yes.
And you're talking to them tomorrow. And we'll find out next week if we got it or not. But if we don't get the scholarship for the summer, do we need to re-register for the course or
For the summer program.
for the summer program,
Or does our application just stay in the loop?
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Okay.
They're not sort of coordinated. They have different goals and different processes. So you'd have to apply for the summer scholarship and for the dual enrollment separately.
Oh, no. We're
I'm
talking about
sorry
just the
about the summer,
summer.
Oh, do you need to
Yes.
apply for that again? I'll see if you're on there. One moment, please.
I think summer experience.
Summer experience, I think
What's
it
that
is.
called? It's that, I think it's the teen summer
And
class.
someone asked about, Jaden asked about the application for the summer program. It is on our website, and I just put the link for that in the chat as well.
Okay.
I don't see Tadian on the youth scholarship. So I'm going to put that one in the chat. Yes, we are, someone from our development team was going to meet with Target this week. And we're hoping that they give us more scholarships. That would be, this is another form, and this is for the summer scholarships.
Okay.
We think that they were most interested in helping a volume of students so that you could use this towards the online class and you wouldn't have to come down to Detroit. So you could take a 1-week class of automotive design. And that would be a good prep for the full semester. So you could do both. One of them is credit bearing and the other one is not.
Right.
Okay.
So the one in the summer is just a practice classes.
Yes. You'll get some of the real essential basic skills of dimension proportion. And once you get that down, then you can start getting into your IndyCar designs, and they'll work on an Arctic snowcat. It's a kind of a neat program.
Oh,
Okay. So we'll just wait for them to hopefully get in touch with us next week. If we don't hear from them, then we have to reapply for that course then.
the teen summer classes.
The link that I just put in there, it ends with WUF9.
Yes,
I
Okay.
would,
okay,
I would fill out an application there.
okay, we'll do
Okay.
that first. Okay, we'll do that now.
Because
then.
you're not on that particular list, and that's probably where if we do get the target scholarships, we'll be pulling from that list.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't.
Oh, we're not on
the
that list. Oh, okay. Okay.
You might be on it, another one, yeah.
Bill, let me
Okay.
ask you just a quick question. Does your son have the same, your child have the same last name?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Where
okay.
are you? We lost you. Where's that Zoom?
Good question.
I've run into that once or twice.
For the summer experience, we registered for it already, but I assume there'd be some information or pamphlet or package coming soon about schedules and what's going to happen and all that stuff, right?
Yes. Have you received an invitation from campdocs.com? I would check your
Yes,
email.
it is. Yeah, we filled that out. That's. I think I got one more thing to do in it, but yes.
Okay, yeah, great. So in that packet, there's also included a handbook, and it has sort of the basic dates. But some of our pesky professors haven't turned in their syllabi yet. So I'm holding off until we work out all of the details of some of the activities that happen, but I can tell you more about the program. I thought I recognized the Brenna Hughes name, by the way. Classes will go Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. with an hour break for lunch. That way we get their 90 hours of contact time in there. And then there's in the evenings, there are either homework times or there's guest speakers. And then there's also a lot of field trips and fun activities. So like we had the band out, and we actually had roller skating through the building. That was kind of a fun year. Yeah, so there are a lot of different activities and things we do. We're still working out the details yet. So we're a little hesitant to put out something and then have somebody disappointed because they changed the COVID rules on us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Jane, can you do me a favor maybe, and hopefully it'll clarify for everybody just to make sure. Can you kind of explain the difference between the 3-week summer program and then the 1-week program, like you were talking to Bill Tadian about for transportation design? Because I'm not sure, I'm hoping there's not confusion there. Because the 3-week program they can earn college credits for, but the 1-week program they don't. But if you can just hit that maybe one more time just to make sure everybody's clear.
Sure. So the 3-week program really is a sort of trial run for college. So most people live in the dorms, they have the full experience, or they're living with their friends, and they're working hard on their projects, and their skill sets are jumping way up. It's a little more intensive. There's actually homework to do. And so it's more challenging. It's a little bit of pressure, not too much. And it's a lot of fun. Whereas the 1 week is more like it's formatted like a day camp, where you come in the morning from 9:30 and you leave at 4 o'clock Monday through Friday for 1 week. And you should be able to finish a project in that time that would be portfolio ready, but it's a much more laid back way. You don't walk home having like, oh my goodness, what I have to think about my illustration I'm going to do. There's no homework. It's a lot more carefree, but it's also not as intensive. It's not quite the full college experience. There's a whole social aspect that goes on with the pre-college that is also not really present. Imagine if you took a community education class, you go into the room and do your work. People talk to each other a little bit, but not quite to the same extent where they're hanging out and having the pajama parties.
And I just put another link in the chat also, just to the main section of our website for the team classes. And it'll have those breakdowns, the week-long classes, the 3-week classes, the dual enrollment. You can always start there also if you need more information. Thank you for doing that, Jane. Does anybody have any other questions? These are actually very good.
One last one. I think Brenda's looking at the concept art for the summer program. But I don't think there was any scholarships available for that program for the summer. Is that right?
We didn't have very much scholarships to give out to award this year. We had a few scholarships, and then and they were partial scholarships. They weren't even the full ride. And then we have some scholarships that came from with specific goals in mind of students in the neighborhood of where this college is located that were awarded. But there's a whole hodgepodge of different scholarships that were out, but they're all awarded at this point. And some of the scholarships people were specific to classes if they entered a contest and won a contest for fashion or automotive design or the pencil course. And some of them are limited to people who live in the city of Detroit near the college itself.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I think we're getting close to wrapping up, but does anybody have any last questions? We'd love to make sure we get them answered tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're
a
very
good night.
welcome. Yeah, you guys too. And like I said, my email's in the chat, Jane's phone number. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to either one of us and we will be happy to help you. Everybody, thank you for tuning in with us this evening, and have a good evening and good luck in the summer program. Hopefully we'll see all of you guys there. Good night,
Thanks
everybody.
for coming, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.